What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today I am actually doing a fun set on my client. She has requested a candy set. So I've already prepped her nails pretty much and applied her tips. I also shaped her tips. So I just went in with the Not Polish Triple X Bond. I'm only priming one of her hands. I prime one hand at a time so that the primer is actually fresh when I apply the acrylic. You want to give it a minute to actually soak into the nail bed, but you don't want to actually just leave it on there for an extended period of time before you apply the acrylic. So you guys already know, first I like to go in with a very thin layer of clear acrylic just to give it like a little added security of adhesion before I begin placing my colored acrylics. So this set actually kind of took a little longer than what I expected it to, due to the fact my client kept changing her mind. She changed her mind about what nail she wanted colored, whatever color. And it was like throughout the entire set. So it kind of prolonged the time it would have taken to actually complete this set. Because this set was actually a really easy set. So let's just talk about what's going on here. So this first nail is actually just going to be an all white nail. And like I said, we are adding candies on the end. So I'm just going in with this white acrylic. The white acrylic that I'm using is actually instant. It's called Instant Pure, I think. Instant Pure. And it is their ombre white. And it's really easy to work with. As you can see, my jar is almost empty. It's like it's like below half. But it's really easy to work with and to blend, especially when doing ombres. So I do like to use it a lot. I did purchase it from the warehouse that I go to purchase my nail supplies. That's here in Atlanta, like right here. So I was actually about to go in with white, and she was like distracting me, trying to change her color on that nail. And so I actually had kind of forgot to go in with my clear, but I did go ahead and wipe that white on the paper towel and then went in with the clear. Everything doesn't always go as you plan it, especially when you are not like you don't have total control of the set. Like if your client is saying, okay, well, I want this here, and this here, then sometimes, things go wrong because you don't have total control. It's like when you have total control, it's like you already have in your mind what you're going to do. And so it's like it's just a really easy, normal, like it's kind of like second nature flow when you know what's going on and what you're doing. But I don't mind, after all that's been said, I really don't mind because your client is important, and they are who pays you. And so you have to give them what they want. And so now I'm just going to go in with this IGL Beauty nude. This particular nude is called Teddy Bear. I'm really fond of IGL Beauty, their acrylics and gels right now. And I am actually building my collection in that line. I've kind of been focused on that. I hadn't really veered off to a different brand yet. I have other brands, but right now I'm currently focused on building my line that I have. I mean my collection of IGL Beauty. So what I'm doing now, I'm just taking that teddy bear and blending it down. If it blends too far down onto my white, you'll see me take my brush and dip it in the monomer. Make sure I drain the brush off really well. And then I brush in an upward motion just to clean some of the nude off of the white. Because it's like, you just looking at it, you know what type of look you want it to have. And if it blends down a little bit too far, you just go backwards in a upward motion and it just blends it back up off of the white. You want to make sure you go in by your cuticles and make sure everything is nice and tight by the cuticles, but not on the skin. If you do get it on the skin, you want to make sure that you do go right ahead in and clean that off. So now I'm just, I saw where the bottom was kind of like uneven on this, the tip. So I just went in with a little white and got that. I also wanted this white to be a little bit more white. So I went in with a little bit of white on this tip as well and blended it in an upward motion. Being very careful not to cover my nude. Okay, so we're just gonna go. I was thinking about actually going to do her next hand because she wanted the same two things on the next hand, but then she changed her mind again. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this. Besides, I did inform her I haven't even prepped that particular hand yet with the Triple X bun. So we went back to this hand. So that was the switch up that you just saw. I'm sorry about that, you guys. That's my other phone. Some messages are coming through. So now I'm going in with this iGel Beauty. It's called, it's a really pretty vibrant pink. Not really neon. It's just a really pretty vibrant pink. And it's called Instaglam. One of my favorite colors of pink from iGel Beauty. I'm really fond of the Instaglam and the Frisky Fuchsia for like the really bright pinks. Those are two of my favorites, but we're just taking this Instaglam and we are just creating that whole nail pink. We're not doing too much. Like I said, this is an pretty easy, simple set. And you just want to make sure everything flows really nice. Try to make everything as uniform as possible so that when you go back in with your clear acrylic, you don't have to do too much building. But sometimes, depending on which acrylics I'm using, I really don't like to use like a whole lot of my colors. I use the absolute minimum of the color because you want your products to last. So I use the absolute minimum of color and then build the apex with my clear. But for this one, you always, not actually for this one, but for any set that you're doing, you want to make sure that when you do apply your color that it's nice and solid and it's continuous, like color all the way throughout from the cuticle to the nail tip. You don't want it to be splotchy. So now I'm going in with this Glam and Glitz glitter acrylic. It's called Cashmere. It's really, really elegant. I love this cashmere and I try to use it sparingly because I want it to last a long time. Because some acrylics, they do discontinue. So when you get a really nice one, you want to make it stretch. You want to use it by all means, but you want to make it stretch so that you can use it over and over and over. But the cashmere is really nice. Has reflections. It's kind of like I don't know, kind of like broken glass kind of to me, but with reflections. So I'm going in on this pinky. I did my clear coat, and now I'm just actually taking all of the colors here, and I am doing a marble design. I'm sorry, you guys. I did notice that I got out of the frame a little bit. It's kind of hard when you can't see what you're recording. So you guys have to be patient until I can build myself up to get different screens where I can, get better at recording. But for now, this is what it is. I have goals now. I have goals, but this is what it is. Like, we're not going to stop where we are. So it won't be a continuous thing forever. But for now, this is what it is, an occasional out of the frame, thing that you guys may get. But I do apologize for that. You can still kind of see a little bit what I'm doing, but it is what it is. So then I did a marble pretty much up to her nail bed, and then I'm actually taking that Glam and Glitz cashmere, and I am bringing it down on top of that marble design, which turned out to be, it was something that I just came up with at the spur of the moment, because she really didn't know what she wanted to do with the two nails that were left, which were her pinkies and her thumbs. And so I just actually went in and created, something cute, and, that flowed with the rest of her set. So yeah, I just went in with the clear, making sure that it's really tight up around the cuticle, really thin, nothing too bulky, because you're building layers. And so you don't want to go in with the clear and have it like really thick, and then you don't have any room for your colors, because you always want to make sure that your colors are really full and consistent. And you guys, when I went in with that pink, I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I had kind of thought about a marble design, but then once I laid the pink down, I started thinking, well, that looks okay. Well, maybe I should just color block it. And so that's what I decided to do, to just go in and color block it. And I typically, when I color block, I don't do like a lot of fouling and allowing the acrylic to dry. Like, I see some people, they color block, they foul and stuff. And I know you do have to do that sometimes, depending on the look that you want and the definition of the look, if you want it like really crisp. But for this look, I didn't really want it crisp. I wanted it to look kind of like melted into each other. And so that's why I did not do any fouling. But for the designs that, you do want your lines really crisp, it is nice to go in with your file and really get that really sharp. But that's not the look that I was going for here. And we were also trying to do something really quick. My client had somewhere to go. So I feel like I made the best decision. So I'm just going in with that cashmere on the side up here, just to create basically like that little corner of a smile line, just so that her real nail underneath wouldn't be exposed. It brings the design together better than just leaving that blank. And I think she touched it, or I touched it, but there was a hole in the pink, so I had to go back in and kind of fill that up. And I really didn't want to do it, because the dimension of that pink that I already had, I really liked. And I I was like, oh man, I gotta go in and put a little bit more, but it was okay. It blended well. So now moving on to the next hand, I'm just taking my Triple X bond and priming her other hand. You don't want to forget that step once you move to the next hand. When you first start doing that, if you don't already prime one hand at a time, when you first start doing it, it's pretty easy to forget and not prime. But you want to make sure that you do try to make that, something that's a habit, or in the routine. And so I'm just going to do just like I start like I did on the opposite hand, laying the clear acrylic down on these two fingers. We already know what we're going to do. You want to make sure that it's nice and tight up by the cuticle area. You want to make sure you clean up around the skin if there's anything on the skin. I'm actually going to go ahead and lay the clear acrylic on all of these nails, just to go ahead and get that over with, so we can move a little bit faster. And you guys, this video is speeded up. It's not real time. because believe me, the process was slower than I intended for it to be, just because we were kind of indecisive. Especially my client, she was so indecisive. She was like, "Well, I think I want this. I think I want that. Well, I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, so we'll get it together." But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, you want to make sure you clean up around the cuticle area. Go in with your clear, really thin layer. I'm out of the frame again, you guys. I apologize. There we go. We're back in frame. Okay, I seen a spot that needed a little bit more acrylic there. Okay, so this pointer is going to be white. So we're going to take that white and work it down. You always want to clean up your sides. You want to make sure that your shape of your nail stays nice and crisp. You don't want any bulk like outside the lines of the shaping that you've already done. That's why it's good to shape your nail tips before you start laying your acrylic. It gives you your guideline to work with, and if you stay within that guideline, you really won't have too much to file at the end. But I do find that when I don't shape before, I have a lot more filing to do at the end. So even if your nails are pretty much the shape that you want them, once you apply your tips, you still want to go in and just make that as crisp as you can before you start. It does make a difference. To me, it makes a huge difference. I don't know how you guys will feel about that, but for me, it makes a huge difference. But, to each his own. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more white here. Kind of see like a line. You don't want to see any lines. You want everything to be nice and flowy. Okay, and if your tip kind of look a little bit rounded, you could take a little bit of acrylic like I just did, place it at the end of the nail tip and blend upward. And as you can see, I'm tapping my sides and my ends to just make everything really, to keep it kind of sharp. Okay, so we're going back in with this Instagram. Yeah, make sure you're cleaning your brush off. I had issues with my brush. I think it's about time for me to get a new brush. I have plenty of acrylic brushes. This, however, is my favorite. And then you know what? Maybe I need to clean it and maybe condition it. I'll probably do that this week because I was struggling throughout this set. Acrylic was getting stuck in the brush. I was doing a lot of wiping. I was kind of frustrated with my brush, but she still did what she needed to do. She got her work done. So I can't complain about it too much. But as you can see now, it's like I'm just wiping, wiping, wiping. The acrylic was getting kind of lodged in the brush, and you don't want that because if the acrylic gets stuck in your brush, then you pretty much have to throw it away. I've tried, like I know from experience, when I first started out as a nail tech, I had stuff stuck in the brush, and it's been years ago, but I had stuff stuck in that brush. I could not get it out. But then I think it was also attributed by the little kit that I had purchased from Sally's at the time. It was like back in the day, and those little kits that you bought in the store, like they really weren't all that. And so it was like I was a beginner, and it was like it was really a mess. The little brush that they gave you, it probably wasn't 100% Kolinsky, so that was another attribution. So it was a mess. So you want to make sure you keep your brushes good. Yeah, ain't that Instagram really, really pretty? It's so pretty to me. I'm a pink girl. I love pink anyway. And again, you guys, I was having issues. Okay, this nail, you guys, it's going to be ombre, just like her other hand. We're going to go in with that ombre white. I'm going to change this paper towel. It's a big soak. Okay, it didn't take long at all. Trying to make sure everything is out of this brush. Okay. Okay, so the brush is acting up on me, you guys. Okay, so we're going in with the teddy bear once again. Want to make sure you get nice and tight by the cuticles, but not actually touching the cuticles. Making sure that your nails are actually facing down, pointing downward, so that the acrylic flows in a downward motion. Some did get on the skin a little bit. You want to go ahead and clean that up immediately. You want to do your best to not get it on the skin, but it's not always like that. Sometimes you may. This is a really relaxing process for me, you guys. It's so fulfilling, like especially I have my music playing and it's like you're in a zone. It's like and you're letting your creative juices flow and it's like you just so relaxed and at peace. Like I love it. I love doing nails. I had one of my sisters asked me yesterday. She was like, "You like doing nails more than you love doing hair?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Which one you like better?" I said, "Both." I honestly do, you guys. I love both equally the same. Like I cannot make a distinction in between the two. Like I can't say that I love one more than I love the other. And I'm thinking about like should I start back doing hair like in my downtime or you know I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out like what do I want to do because I do miss doing hair. I love doing hair. I love cutting hair. And I also love nails and I'm definitely not about to stop doing nails. So I'm like, um, should I just incorporate hair back into the business? Like I'm trying to figure it out. So that's what I'm on. But back to the nails. As you can see, I took the Instagram, the teddy bear, and that pure white, the ombre pure white, and I basically made a marble design on this pinky. I'm just going in right now, tweaking the marble, placing this teddy bear in spaces where I felt like it would make the design a little bit more pleasing to the eye. And I'm going to go ahead and take the, let me just a second, clean that up. Okay, a little bit more teddy bear here just to blend in. So once I put the cashmere on here, it's not like a disconnect. You want everything to flow. No disconnections. Okay. So now I'm going to take that cashmere and we're going to go ahead and place the bead down up nice and tight by the cuticle. And we're going to just work it down in an ombre-like fashion, creating a very unique look. It's one thing I like about marbling and creating nails. It's like it's always going to be different. Each marble design is going to be different. It's never going to look the same. even if it looked similar, because just like last week, I had two clients come in with two totally different looks, but with two they had like similar colors, and it kind of to me made their nails look similar. And I be really wanting to go towards like individualism, like individuality rather. Is individualism a word? Or did I just make that up? But I just be wanting everything to be different. So you guys get a different a look every time. But both of them were pretty. I really loved both of them. So we're going to see what this outcome is going to look like. So this thumb, I'm just going in with this white. We're going to do the same thing that we did on the other nail, but we're actually going to be placing the colors in a different spot just to give it a, different little look, so that it doesn't, it doesn't look it's not like really, really uniform. So a uniform is good, but not, sometimes you don't want a uniform look. You just want something that looks like you had fun. So that's what we're going for today. So once I place my bead down and I create that block, that color block, I go to the side, as you can see, where it's kind of like out of the line, and I just take my brush and wipe that side down, and it puts that color like in a straight line, and it takes the bulk from the sides. Any bulk that's actually left, though, I don't worry about, because I am going to get that with the file at the end. So I'm just going in right here at the top with that cashmere and covering her real nail, creating a half smile line. And I do make sure, like, I'm very careful, and I'm making sure that I'm not bleeding one color onto the next or one acrylic on top of the next, keeping them like side by side so that my colors don't move, actually, that they stay exactly where I put them. And one of the key things to getting your colors to stay exactly where you put them is you're actually working with a little bit of a drier bead versus when you're trying to move your acrylic around a lot. So as you can see now, I'm taking that side and wiping it down, and as you can see, it put it right in a line. Everything is nice and tight up that side. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side as soon as I get through applying this color. You want to make sure everything is in a line, and then once you're done, you hit the sides like so. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Like, to me, it's already looking like it's already looking like butter, baby. I'm just waiting on the finishing look, the finished look rather. What does it for me, you guys, is the top coat. When you get ready to top coat it and apply like your stones and stuff, that's my favorite part. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just yarning. This one I actually worked a little bit different at the end. As you can see, I did put a little bit of that teddy bear on the end, whereas the other nail, I kind of just ended it off with the white, and that was that. But like I said, I did want it a little bit different on this side, so I did something a little different. So now I'm just taking this clear, and we're just going to cap everything so that once I go into file, the design won't be disturbed. And when I cap, I actually use quite a wet bead so that the clear moves over the design in a very easy fashion, quick down the nail bed. So sometimes it gets a little runny, but you do want to make sure that you do keep it off the skin. And you guys, every time I do a white set or I do a set that has white in it, it's like I always remember. It's like I keep saying, I got to get the young nails. They're protected. It's a top coat. It's called a no yellow top coat, and it's for white nails, especially for your clients that's like hairstylists and hair, colorists, or anybody that works a lot with their hands. It's really good to keep their white. I've heard it was really good. I have never tried it for myself because I keep forgetting to purchase it. But I'm gonna try to get that this week, you guys, and we're gonna give it a try as soon as I purchase it to see if I might do a white set for my birthday and use it to see if it stays white. Especially like makeup artists, because I know my daughter is a makeup artist. My oldest daughter, her name is Anissa J. You guys should check her channel out. I'll actually pin her link to her channel in the description box. It's I Inspire Beauty, and her name is Anissa J. But my oldest daughter is a makeup artist, and she always complains about her nails being stained by her makeup. So I really got to get that, and I'm going to try my best to remember it. Maybe as soon as I get through with this video, I need to go ahead and order it. But as you can see, I'm continuing to apply my clear coat. I'm encapsulating all my nails with that clear acrylic. Like I said, just to make sure that once I do go into file and e-file, that my design is not disturbed. Especially like your ombres. You don't want your ombre disturbed, because like once you get it to be perfect the way you want it, and then you got to go in and file, you want to make sure that that it's not disturbed. So you want to protect it with that clear, encapsulating it with that clear acrylic. You also want to make sure that when you are laying your acrylic and when you're like encapping at the end, you want to make sure that you don't let your acrylic run over and get all under your nails, because then that requires like a lot of cleanup at the end. Anything that can lengthen your time, you want to be careful of that during the process, because we all know time is money. And you want to be able to create your set in a reasonable amount of time. Not rushing through a set, but being able to flow consistently through a set. One thing I don't do, you guys, is I try my best to be minimum. Like when it comes to phone calls or texting, when I have clients, I try to never do that. If something comes in that I have to take it, I want to always make sure that I do have a hands-free device. Or if I do need to text someone, I wait till I'm at a point where I can text. Like when my client is in the lamp, or something of that nature, or if they're washing their hands or something like that, which typically I don't send them to wash their hands during the set, because I don't know, it's just no reason. I just don't send them to wash their hands. There's no need. But yeah, I wait to those times in order to text. But I try to keep it professional as I can. And I ask my clients to make sure that they keep it as professional as they can, because you don't want to be sitting here waiting on them to pass you their hand and they're texting or they're doing something else, because it prolongs the time for them not to be focused as well. So that is one of my requirements. I still do require my clients to wear a mask during their service. I also require my clients to come in and wash their hands before they sit down. I also check temperatures as well, because people are still sick. Coronavirus is still lurking around. And I have an in-home salon, and I do have my daughter that lives here with me, my baby girl. And she's 17, but I don't want her to be sick. Both of us are fully vaccinated, but I still want to keep my home as protected as possible. But yeah, so um I think I'm about to talk you guys to death tonight. I be trying not to talk so much, but I still have to try to get you guys through these videos. So I haven't said it, I don't think, throughout the entire video. So if you've gotten this far in the video, I'm asking you to go ahead and, if you like the video, to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you feel the need to comment, or if you have any encouraging words or anything nice to say, feel free to do so. Even if you don't have anything nice to say, feel free to do so. Like, this is a non-judgment, all welcomed platform. So I'm not intimidated by ugly remarks. I don't welcome them, but I'm not intimidated by them, or any criticism. But go ahead and like the video. Make sure you do share it across the social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you can share it. You can even message it to your friends. If you feel like they're interested in the content that I provide, go ahead and share that to them. I would really appreciate you helping me get my content out there to people. What else? I have some good ideas for the channel for the summer, for spring and summer. I'm just waiting till it gets hot. My birthday is in about 2 weeks. I'm planning to just have to enjoy myself. I had planned a lot, but then I'm kind of feeling like I need to put it on hold for a little bit. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my birthday yet. It's going to be a celebration, though. However, it's definitely going to be a celebration, but when, where, and how, I'm not sure yet. But I do always appreciate you guys' support. I always appreciate you guys commenting. And I never, ever, I'm going to say this because of what I said a few minutes ago about the negative remarks. I never get negative remarks. And I appreciate you guys for that. I appreciate that. I'm trying to draw all positive energy in this direction. So I was just saying that to put it out there because I do know how being on social media can be, and I know how nasty some people can be sometimes. But I just thank God that all of my followers have been loving, caring, supportive, encouraging, even down to my VSG journey. All it's just gravy. Like, I can't be more thankful for the audience that God has blessed me with. I appreciate you guys so much. Like, I really do. I appreciate hearing about you guys' journeys. I try to encourage you guys as much as I can because I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. And I just want to be able to be some type of help to you as well. So I do thank you guys for that. So as you can see, I did take some of that clear and blend it upward a little bit because I wanted it to actually stay here in this center. And you always want to make sure that you look at the whole profile of the nail. You want to look at all angles to make sure that there's no indentions or, nothing's no sunken in places because that can cause breakage. You want to make sure that everything is kind of nice and full before you move on to the next. Even if you have to go back, it's fine because sometimes I'm working on like this thumb here. I could be working on a thumb and I'm looking at like a middle finger and I see something wrong and I'm going to go back and get it, once I'm done. And that's fine too. That's fine too. And I use this little dapping dish that I'm using now instead of the one that I was using out of because it actually had gotten some glitter in it and it had got kind of cloudy from me having some acrylic stuck in my brush. And when I got ready to do the clear, I didn't want my clear cloudy or having any glitter or anything in the acrylic, especially on the nails that didn't have glitter. I wanted that clear top encapsulation to be very clear. So I made sure that I use this small dapping dish with some clean monomer. Sorry. And you guys, I have not had time to do my nails yet. I'm look, I'm gonna write myself into my schedule, but I had to braid my daughter's hair the day that I was supposed to do my nails. So I was like, okay, your hair, I can do that first before I do my nails. So bear with me, you guys. You know how we nail techs have to do it. Sometimes we have to go without our own, without taking care of ourselves. And that's fine as long as we take care of our clients. It's the same way with hair sometime as well. But yeah, so right now I'm just taking my file. This is an 80/80 grit file. And I'm just making sure my sides are nice and straight. I do go in a vertical a vertical motion for my tips just to make sure I do get that straight line as you can see. I want these nails to be as crisp as possible. My client requested square, square. And so that's what she will get, square, square. I want to make sure that it's really nice and straight. And the more you do, I have a lot of people asking me about shaping. Shaping requires a lot of practice. And the more you do it, the better you will get. Sometimes it's better than others. It just depends, but you want your aim to be to have that perfect look each time. So on the times that you feel like it's not as crisp as you want it, then you want to go ahead and put in a little bit more work to get that design to get those lines to be as straight as you want them in any shape, like whether it's a square, whether it's oval, whether it's stilettos, or whether it's coffin. You want to make sure that you do work on your lines until they're as straight as you possibly can. And I can say for myself, I feel like every set that I do, it gets better and better and better and better and better. Every set that I create. And I can actually see it myself. Like I can actually see that. That's why I can tell it to you guys. You just got to practice. You got to constantly practice. And in all my downtime, I practice, I practice, I practice. So that's what you have to do for shaping. You have to learn how to hold the finger. If your client is not holding their hands right, or they're sitting sideways in the chair turned the opposite way, possibility is you may get a crooked line. You have to be able to hold the nail at an angle where you're going to be able to get it straight. And then as you can see, I start from the bottom of the nail and file, and I kind of like curve upward as I'm filing. And that rounds that side off, and it also straightens it at the same time. So that's just an FYI. I watch other nail techs as well, people that inspire me. I'm sorry, people that inspire me, and nail techs that are really big in the business and like that create like really really beautiful work. I always try to follow what I consider to be the best of the best, so that you want to do that so that you're constantly improving yourself. Not saying that I don't feel like my work is not the best, because everything that I create, I feel like it's the best. I feel like it's the schnizzle, if you understand what I'm saying. I feel like it's that. But at the same time, being realistic, you always want to be better than you was yesterday. You always want to elevate. You always want to just go to that next level. There's always a next level. You hadn't reached the roof on anything in your life, you know? So you want to keep that mindset so that you constantly grow. There's always room for growth. I follow the best of the best. And I watch their hand movements. I watch their form. I watch the way that they move. Like, it's just like, it's a lot of little things that, you got to just pay attention to detail. And like I say, practice. That's about it. And when you're shaping, you can't just file. You have to file a little bit, look at the shape, file a little bit more, look at the shape, especially when you're using like a 80/80 grit file, because a 80/80 grit file is like the most coarsest file. It's actually going to take that acrylic down really, really fast. So you don't want to just keep filing, you want to make sure you file a little bit and look. And if you look, that's what I'm doing here. Even though the video is not real time, it's speeded up, you can still see that there's pauses in between my filing. There's always pauses. Okay. You want to make sure you look at it, make sure everything is good before you move on to the next step. Dust them off. And now I'm just preparing my e-file. We're going to go in with the e-file and shape the nail surface. I'm actually using a medium grit sanding band. And I'm going in around the cuticle, making sure that there's no acrylic touching the skin, making sure everything is nice and tight and even, in the cuticle area. We are making this process, we're actually like debulking or sanding just to make sure that there is no uneven surfaces, or if there's any bulk, we're going to go ahead and remove the bulk. Especially like right here on this nail tip, there was some bulk. We're going to go ahead and remove that. I'm using my e-file at a rate of 3,000 RPMs. I always use around 3,000 RPMs, especially when I'm in the cuticle area. When I'm, farther down the nail surface, then I may turn it up to about 5 during this process. But I think 5 is about as high as I would take it during this process, because you don't want to remove all of your clear acrylic and then you mess up your design. So you don't want to have it at a high rate of speed that removes a lot of acrylic at one time. So 5,000 RPMs at this stage is about as high as I would go. I really never go too far beyond 5 when I'm creating a nail set. Now, when I'm removing a nail set, then that's different. I'll use a really coarse drill bit, and I'll turn it up to around maybe 7. If I'm not using a coarse drill bit, maybe around 10, but not too 10. I never hardly ever go to 10, ever, not unless I'm on like a practice hand. Because what you don't want is any heat spikes, or you don't want to have an accident and cut your client. So I never go beyond like 5, to be honest. Okay, so this video, as you can see, I did try recording it at a different angle. I wanted you guys to get an up close and personal look at my entire process. And I know the last video, I think of a complete set I did, it was kind of like angled, like from the side, I think. I can't remember the angle, but excuse me, you guys, I wasn't really pleased with the angle. So I wanted to try a different angle with this set to see, how it works out. So you guys let me know what you think about, the viewage. Like, are you able to see what you need to see? And, was it an okay video for you? Just let me know in the comments. So you guys, it's been nice chatting with you guys tonight. I am a little bit tired. I am going to go ahead and turn some music on for you to finish out this video. I want to say thank you if you made it this far in the video. I appreciate you tuning in and always being so supportive as you always are. And also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I don't think I've said that throughout this entire video. Also, comment. Feel free to come in if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to see on my channel. Feel free to place that in the comment section. This channel is not just about nails. It's not just about VSG. This channel, I would like it to be a variety of a lot of different things. I do have a lot of things planned, as I said before. So if you do have any suggestions or something that you are interested in or would like to see and you can't find any content on, let me know. I'm open. I'm really open to, to a lot of suggestions. So just let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Talk to you later.